Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you again for everyone who's taken the time to join today's session for the traditional community solar random selection event. We appreciate your time and are glad to have you with us. I'm Mike Tancredi. I'm a senior marketing manager with Energy Solutions, part of the program administration team. We're also joined today, and you'll hear from Tamara Perry, Director of Solar and Storage Solutions, Jess Blue, Sector Strategist for Community Solar, Nate Zeiler, Senior Software Product Owner. We're very proud and thankful to have Audrey Steinbach, the Senior Program Manager for Illinois Shines with the Illinois Power Agency. And we're also joined by Anthony Starr, the Senior Advisor and Interim Chief of the Planning and Procurement Bureau for the IPA and the former Director of the agency for many years. So we're very thankful to have the team today. I am now going to pass it to my teammate, Tamara Perry, who's going to share some further information and introduce today's event.
Great, thanks all. Before we review today's agenda, just to share a few housekeeping items. Everyone will be muted before and during the presentation. We will answer as many questions as we can verbally do at the end of today's presentations. Please keep the topics of these questions to the random selection process. A video recording of the webinar, presentation slides, and the Q&A will be published at the program website following the meeting today. And Mike, just for clarification, we want people to post questions to the Q&A chat box if they have any during the during the session.
Correct. Thank you. Yes, that allows us to best respond to questions, and we appreciate that.
Great. Thank you. So for today's agenda, we're going to give a quick introduction and an overview of the random selection process. We'll then go into our project selection process. We'll wrap up at the end with next steps, and then again, open up for Q&A. Great. Okay, so just a really quick overview of why we're here today for the TCS random selection event. So we have reviewed the scores from projects in the that were submitted on November 1st, 2022 for the 2022-2023 program year. The IPA has determined that a random selection event was necessary to break tied scores and to determine the final awards and create the ordinal waitlist. So projects for the 2022-2023 program year will be selected until the capacity for Group A, which is 51.27 megawatts, and Group B, which is 119.63 megawatts, is filled. We'll be using the entire score project list for this exercise. So every project, regardless of their score, will get a point value here. And Nate is going to talk to this in a lot more detail, and you'll see throughout the process, but a 20% developer cap will be applied. And this developer cap will reset after for the next program year, so 23-24. Okay, and now I'm going to pass it to Nate Zeiler, who will give an overview of the random selection process. Thanks.
Great. So I want to talk through our methodology before I start the selection process. We scored all the submitted projects for this year's TCS blocks. As Tamara said, many projects have received the same score. In order to fairly select projects, we have to randomly sort the projects with timed scores. We do this through a process called random selection, using a command line script to generate random tiebreaker numbers. So why use a command line script? The short answer is that Excel does not allow audit level transparency into how it generates random numbers without the use of Visual Basic. The command line script allows for full auditing and reproducibility of the results of the tiebreaker. The algorithm used for the selection of projects is written in the programming language Python and uses the basic function random. This function is commonly used in games and lotteries or any application requiring a random number. How does it work? The command line script works by generating a seed. The seed is a starting point for the random number generation at the exact microsecond of execution time. And then it outputs the requested number of unique random numbers between 1 and 0 to add to our project data spreadsheet. The projects are then ordered by project ID. All projects receive a tiebreaker number. Using the microsecond ensures that the seed is impossible to predict. The granting of tiebreakers, even to projects that were withdrawn, ensures that the numbers are distributed fairly, and the use of the project ID ordering ensures that the process can be repeated by an auditor. Finally, the script merely generates random numbers and has no access to any of the project or scoring information whatsoever, ensuring that the randomness is agnostic of the selection process. Okay, Mike, I'm going to take over and start project selection. Great. Can you share my or see my screen?
We can.
Yeah.
Thanks. So we're starting with the 22-23 project selection with Group A. This spreadsheet has all the projects for Group A. You can see the detailed scores for each project, which sums up to the total score in column AB. I'm going to hide the detailed scores just to make it easier to see. The projects are currently sorted by total score. And you'll see that there are projects with the same score. In order to break the tie between projects with the same score, we're going to use the random number generator. Each project will receive a random 16-digit number between 0 and 1, which I will bring into this column. Any projects with the same score will be reordered based on this tiebreaker value. So I'm going to first sort by project ID from smallest to largest. This gets us a repeatedly ordered list of projects since project ID is unique. Then I see how many projects are in Group A. There are 112 projects. And I use command line to run our script. I enter the number of projects that need a random number generated and run the script. So the script has generated this seed, the starting point for the random number generator, based on the exact microsecond I hit enter. And then the seed generated a column of unique random numbers between 1 and 0 to add to the project spreadsheet. So I'll copy this list and paste it into the spreadsheet. Let's see. Okay, I added the random number list. All our projects now have a tiebreaker value, so I will resort our projects. They'll first get sorted by total score from highest to lowest, and then by the tiebreaker value from highest to lowest to tiebreak any projects with the same score. So I'm going to sort by, this is total score, largest to smallest, and then tiebreaker value also from largest to smallest. Okay, this is our ordered list of projects to select for Group A. You'll see that they're first sorted by total score. And then for any projects that have tied scores, they're sorted by their random value from highest to lowest in here. So I'll take the top projects until Group A's 51.27 megawatt capacity is full. I'll include the last project that pushes us over the capacity limit as a carryover project rather than leaving remaining capacity in Group A. So I'm going to take the first 5 projects, bring them in. This tab is bringing in project data, including the project name, AV information, any parent companies the AV is associated with, and project size. The selected project capacity for Group A is being summed in field H1. The sheet is also checking that no AV or parent company is over the 20% developer cap for this program year. Developers cannot have more than 20% of allocated capacity per group. So for Group A, that means they cannot have more than 10.254 megawatts worth of projects selected. If a vendor goes over the limit, then the remaining projects will be moved to the wait list, and we will bring in the next projects on the ranked list. So column G is keeping track of the total projects selected for a vendor. You see that Trajectory Solar has 2 projects chosen so far. Their 2 and 2 megawatt projects are totaling to 4 megawatts for this developer. If any vendor goes over the limit, the 20% limit, then column G will turn red. Okay, there's still capacity in this block, so I'm going to bring in the next 5 projects. Still capacity, no developers have gone over the limit. So I'll bring in 5 more projects. There's still capacity. We're getting close to the limit, so I'm just going to bring in the next project. Okay, so project 95375 pushed us over the limit. We're rolling over capacity for each group, so the project that pushes a group over the limit remains in the selected list. So we will keep this project. We're at capacity. No vendors have gone over the 20% developer cap. So this is our selected project list for Group A. I'm going to check this. So come back and make sure we're still sorted by total score and then by random number. That's correct. I'm going to make sure that these projects were chosen in the list that the correct sorted list, which they are. Okay. For projects with tied scores, they're sorted by their random number. Great. So this is our selected project list for Group A. These projects will be submitted to the ICC in the next 1 to 2 meetings. The remaining projects with a score of at least 5 will be placed on the wait list for this group and could potentially be submitted to the ICC as more megawatts become available. So I'm going to create that wait list. All remaining projects with a score of at least 5 will move to the wait list, ordered by score and then by their randomly generated number. So all projects after 95375. Up to 95221. So these are our waitlist projects. I'll double check that the projects all have a score of at least 5, which they do. A list of projects is ordered by total points correctly, and projects with the same score are ordered by their tiebreaker value. Our wait list starts at the end of our selected projects list and is in the correct order according to this spreadsheet from highest to lowest. And we did not miss any projects with a score of at least 5. Great. So this is our wait list for Group A. Waitlisted projects could be submitted to the ICC if more capacity becomes available, especially in the new program year. And their AV is not over the 20% developer cap for Group A. So this developer cap resets in the new program year. Any projects waitlisted for a developer over the 20% limit will be at the top of our list. Okay, same process for Group B. These are all the projects submitted for Group B with their total scores summed up in column AB. Going to hide their detailed scores again. So to break the tie between projects with the same score, I'll again use a random number generator. Each project will receive the random 16-digit number between 0 and 1, and any projects with the same score will be reordered based on this tiebreaker value. Again, all projects will receive the tiebreaker value even if they've been withdrawn to ensure equitable treatment of all projects. And the project's position in line does not impact the random number assigned. So I'm going to first sort by project ID from smallest to largest. I will see how many projects we have in group B. There are 164 projects. I'll use command line to again run our script. This is a totally new process separate from group A. These numbers are generated just for group B. So I need 164 random numbers. Okay, the script has generated a new seed. This new seed is our new starting point for the random number generator based on the exact microsecond I executed the script. It generated this column of unique random numbers. I will copy that list and bring it into the spreadsheet. Okay. So now all our projects have a tiebreaker value, and I'm going to resort again, first by total score from highest to lowest, and then by our random number from highest to lowest. So total score, largest to smallest, random number, largest to smallest. Okay. This is our ordered list of projects to select for group B. You'll see again, they're sorted first by total score. For projects with the same score, they're then ordered by their tiebreaker value from highest to lowest. Great, that looks correct. So I'll take the top projects until group B's 119.63 megawatt capacity is full. I'll again include the project that pushes us over the capacity limit as a carryover project rather than leaving open capacity in group B. So I'll take the first 5 projects, place them in the selected projects group B tab. Again, this tab brings in project data, including the name, AV information, any parent companies the AV is associated with, and project size. Selected project capacity for group B is being summed in field H1. If selected projects exceed the block's capacity, this will turn red. We're also checking that no AV or parent company is over the developer cap for this program year. So for group B, that means they cannot have more than 23.926 megawatts worth of projects selected. If a developer goes over the limit, then remaining projects are removed to the wait list and we'll bring in the next projects on the ranked list. Column G is checking that for us. We'll see TPE has 2 projects selected. Their 2 and 4.5 megawatt projects are summing to 6.5 megawatts for this developer. So I'll bring in the next set of projects. Still under capacity, we'll just keep going until we hit capacity. Still under capacity, still no developers have hit 20% limit. Still have capacity in this block. Okay, it looks like Prologis Energy has gone over the 20% developer cap. I'm actually going to remove that chunk of projects so I can go one by one and see where they go over. So we're at 95226. Can bring in these three projects. Okay, 95471 does not push Prologis over the limit. So can bring in this distributed solar project. And it should be 95481. Yes, okay. So Prologis Energy is now over the 20% developer cap. I'm going to remove this project and put it on the waitlisted sheet. Each remaining Prologis project will be placed on the wait list in the sorted order by score and tiebreaker value. So we were on 95481. I'll continue to bring in projects, placing all the Prologis ones on the wait list and other AV projects on the selected list. So this is a Prologis project, goes to the wait list. SRE project gets selected. Still under capacity for the block. These Prologis projects go to the wait list. These two projects for other AVs are selected. Prologis projects go to the wait list. The SRE projects get selected, which pushes SRE over the limit. Let me again go one by one for this AV. So 95239 is good, which means 95137 does indeed push this AV over the limit. So I will put that project on the wait list. All remaining SRE projects also go onto the wait list. So from 95137, we have Prologis and SRE. These three projects go onto the wait list. This TPE project is selected. SRE project goes to the wait list. And the next 5 projects are for AVs not over the limit, so I will select them. Cypress Creek project gets selected, which pushes us over the limit. So this 5 megawatt project pushed us over the limit, but 120 is less than 119. So this is our last project. As we're rolling over capacity, this project stays on the selected projects list. Quick check, no AVs have gone over the 20% developer cap on this tab. I'll check Group B. Projects are still sorted by total score and then by tiebreaker value. So they should be chosen in order of this spreadsheet, which they are. All these projects are for AVs over the developer cap. Great, down to our last project chosen. I will just look over here. These projects are in order of total points and then by tiebreaker value. It looks good. Okay, this is our selected project list for Group B. These projects will be submitted to the ICC in the next 1 to 2 meetings. The remaining eligible projects will be placed on the wait list for Group B and could potentially get submitted to the ICC as more megawatts become available or in the new program year. So I'll create the wait list.
Nate, sorry to
Yep.
interrupt. Before you do that, can you just scan through Group B one more time in case people want to see the final list? Thanks.
Yes, thanks, Tamara. And as you said, this will be uploaded at the end of this meeting as well for you.
Thank you.
So the waitlist will come from our last selected project, which is 95322. And actually, the next project has a score of 4, so it will not go on to the waitlist, nor will any other projects. So I'm going to double check that waitlist. Our waitlist, I was looking at the order, is in order of the spreadsheet or the tab here from highest to lowest. And I will look over here. So the waitlist is ordered. They all have the same score, but they are ordered by their tiebreaker value. So this is the order of our waitlist. These are our waitlist projects. Okay. So the waitlist projects could be submitted to the ICC if more capacity becomes available or in the new program year, and their vendor is not over the 20% limit for Group B. The developer cap resets in the new program year, so the projects waitlisted for a developer over the 20% limit will be at the top of the list for the allocation capacity that becomes available in 2 days. That is the selection process for Group A and Group B TCS. I think it's questions now. I'll stop sharing and give it back to Mike.
Thank you very much, Nate. Going to return to slide. And can everybody see the slide okay?
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Okay. At this time, we're going to hear from Jess Blue on next steps and following Nate's presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Nate and Mike. So moving into the next steps, the recording of this event will be up in the next 24 hours, along with the communication of the results. As mentioned, selected projects will be submitted to the next 1 to 2 ICC meetings. Those next meetings are June 15th and 29th. And the waitlist will be published to the Illinois Shines website on the solar project categories page under the traditional community solar section. Next slide, please. Projects that did not get selected and did not make it onto the wait list, please note that a minimum 5 points was required for this, can reapply to the program at any time. As these projects did not receive 5 points, the submissions will need to be withdrawn, altered to gain more points, and then resubmitted. You'll also need to pay an additional application fee as the changes to the project will necessitate the need for another review and be considered a new project. Please reach out to the program administrator if you would like to withdraw and resubmit projects. Additionally, approved vendors can swap projects that were selected with projects that were not selected in waitlist as long as they have the same score and are the same size. Again, please reach out to the program administrator if you would like to do this as well. And then lastly, projects submitted after November 1st, 2022, so after day 1, will be prioritized and processed in the order that they were received. So now I'm going to pass it back to Mike to facilitate the Q&A portion.
Great, thank you, Jess. And we actually only received one question during the proceedings, which we appreciate. There was a question about a project being selected that scored below 5 points. And the clarification from the agency is that the 5-point limit is a requirement for holding a place on the wait list only, but not for the award of a REC contract if selected. So appreciate the chance to make that clarification. We do not have any other questions at this time. I want to ask Audrey Steinbach or Anthony Starr if there are additional points you might wish to make at this time, or anything else you want to add.
Nope, I don't have anything else except for a big thank you for everyone for getting up early and joining us for the event this morning.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us today for today's TCS random selection event. We will share this recording and follow-up information following today's event. We thank you for your time.